Hey everyone, it's Kai, and today you're stuck with me. Unfortunately, only me. Kelvin is going to be busy the next couple of weeks, so yeah, it's just going to be me talking about things, unless I can somehow rope someone else in. But yeah, that will be a discussion for another day. This week is basically the last week of the known metagame, at least for Standard, because then we're going to have the new booster pack released basically like today, when this is released, when this video is released. So that's going to change up the huge set, and because of that, there's a bit less decks to talk about, because everyone is either just waiting, or basically just waiting, or otherwise in downtime mode, because we all just finished BRO as well. So we do have BRO decks as well. This time I didn't separate them. I just put them where they really are, just because there's like less decks. We don't have to really dig through everything like that. So very, very simple. Today should be pretty fast and relaxing, and then next week we're gonna have the new metagame. It's gonna be for Standard, at least. I think that's gonna be huge. A lot of people are hyped. The decks look really, really cool. The variety there as well. It'll be very interesting to see what people build, right? And like WGPs are happening too. So as always, let's begin. We're starting off in Nirvana. Not that many Nirvana decks. Basically, we're gonna go through Standard very, very quickly. Nirvana always been good. You see, I think the deck is basically complete now, right? It's basically already just it's been figured out. This is the deck you want to run for BRO as well. Very, very strong. You just have to find the right ratios for you. Do you want the 4 Trick Stars? Do you want the 3 or 4 Amelias? Do you even want to run Expector, right? Expector, people go, it's not that crazy. But, some people still run it like Dexcavate here. We ran 3 of them. First place tonight at Locals, right? Very, very cool. Only running 3 Esmeralda? That doesn't sound right. I think you do want to run the 4th, and then maybe like cut down an Expector, and I think that's like the best. I know some people also cut out a Trick Star to like add more like Retsuges or like an extra Virina. I've seen 4 Virinas being run as well, like in certain decks. So people are really valuing the extra push early. But yeah, there's just a few ratios here that you can make difference, and I think would just be it's up to you. It's literally just up to you, right? Then next we have the Overlords. This is probably not a deck you will see at BRO, right? Standing in a week or so, just because we don't really have the PR. Though decks have been run without the PR as well, and have done fine. But yeah, the PR does a lot for this deck, and this one here as well. You see, this PR is just really, really good. Right, you just run 4 of it, and you're good to go. All right. Bavs Sagra. So Bavs Sagra does get some buffs in the next set, some kind of relatively good buffs. So there's not too many of them. I would be quite interested to see how many people play Bavs in BRO, because the deck so far is like really, really good. You're just missing that kind of Trick Moon Search that you get with like the new PR that is coming out. But if just draw them, right? Just draw them. Seems like a very, very, very cool idea. You just have like a lot of push. You have a lot of push, so it'd be very interesting to see how people want to, like, if people just want to run this like big beefy 3 attack early on. Very high rare, that one. We got Chiba Choose, right? Went undefeated today at Locals. Mirai didn't win, so I had to also learn that Tamayura has a terrible matchup against Bavs. Oh, okay. It's a good thing to know. And this was the Bavs deck that was being run. And here we go. Maybe we can zoom in a bit. Maybe like that. Here we go. That looks a bit better. Yeah, so Bavs, here we go. No guns, right? No guns. That is the key. And then I think all the players have like taken out the grade 3. I've noticed, just to add just more good stuff, more power. Travis adds the soul charge as well. So yeah, just basically that's kind of the big change. There's one order being run here, right, which is unique, right? And then we got Hyo Kuragaya again with the KG Hobbies Emporium Remote Fight, and then just looks like it was 3rd place with the Bavs Sagra deck, and we see here still running 2 of the grade 3 that I was just talking about. But yeah, like I see a lot of people just kind of running other stuff, like running more of just the Ayashina, and then just like anything else, right? Again, no guns. That's basically it. It's a gun-free deck now, right? Well, it's always been a gun-free deck, but you just actually don't have the space for it anymore, right? You just want to run better stuff. But straight up just better stuff, right? And next we have is Bruce. Bruce is one of those decks that I think is going to get stronger. We see this is the grade 4 build, but I think there's going to be a big shift back to the grade 3 build. Of course, there's probably still going to be grade 4 builds, right? Because the new deck doesn't really, new support really doesn't discriminate, but it is a bit more counterblast heavy. So it should be quite interesting to see. which direction they want to go, right? And then we just see the deck overall. We see Edens come back into play, which seems pretty cool, right? Not everyone runs them, but you know, some early game pressure is nice. And here, you know, this one's Leonard. Still running Leonards in a grade 4 build. This is actually one of the pluses that you get when you just straight up run a grade 3 build, right? You never have a bad time when you can't use your Leonards and your things like your Derricks and things like that. And here again, you know, just Edens. Is Eden actually making a comeback? Right? That's interesting. Two Edens. Normally, I just see all the Bruces. They're super hyper focused on just their final rush turn. But yeah, interesting. And then we got Ranger for sure. Went to Daivangasai and got 5-3, losing mostly to Lyrical Monasterio. Deck was fine-ish. Even with today's meta, it was just refreshing playing D, but I guess I need to go back to Premium and sink myself in fellow Ban Overtrigger players. Lol. And yeah, Rey Mysterio, that's referring to, I think, Rey Vanessa, right? Rey Vanessa? Because, yeah, well-known play in Indonesia. Yeah, look at this, Eden's back. 2 Derricks. Is this? Yeah, this actually is grade 3 Bruce. So, okay, it's got it, right? It's straight up grade 3 Bruce. Get some more buffs next set. Should be an even better deck, right? Going forward. And then next we have is Barrow. All right, Barrow. I don't think there's that much to say about Barrow. I see Barrow, I go, yeah, it's Barrow. It's basically it. Definitely a contender for BRO coming up, and just like the deck has been basically figured out for ages, right? I think like ever since last December they had a build already out for it, and then now I think you can add in just the unicorns if you want to, but you don't have to. Like, you look at these builds, they're not running the unicorn, and that just means the deck has been figured out since then. So we got MX at TCG, a Diversity Core Gaming Local Standard Format, JP. Winner was Melvin with Baromagnes. So yeah, you see here it is. So very, very cool. And then next is Drizak, snagged a good old 3-1 in Overdress today with Baromagnes. Deck still works, even if it takes you forever to find a Pan Tactics. Oh, yeah, okay. So deck is kind of reliant on like getting a Pandemonium Tactics or the order, just so you can kind of like pop off. Otherwise, you're gonna be a slow Barrow for a turn. But when you do get the Pandemonium Tactics, you're like the fastest deck in the planet. So otherwise, yeah, the deck again, like this deck has been figured. Like the Gorman, like Drizak running the Gormans instead, you know, also a legit list, also valid, right? Other people like run other stuff in that slot, but it's like a flex slot, right? It's a flex slot. All right, nice. We got Dragjeweled, 1 Dragjeweled, and this is basically the deck. If you guys are looking for new boost back 6 decks, I did make a video like yesterday about it, and this is one of the decks that I didn't feature because there's kind of no point. Because look at this build, right? I'm not saying this build is bad, but basically what you're doing is you're getting a Dragjeweled TD, you're putting a bunch of stuff in it. Like, look at this Derrick, right? Why are you running it? Because it's Dark States. All right, it's Dark States. Yeah. All right, it's cool. And then like you're running like what, Swirlers? You probably run more Swirlers, to be honest. More Swirlers. A shooter. It's like you're just dumping a bunch of random stuff into it. So I don't really think it's that worth it. It's just there because you're having fun, right? You want to be a Dragjeweled player. Right. Moving on, no Bastions. We had a Hexaorb, right? Hexaorb does also get more support in Boost Back 6 as well. I'm very excited to see it. Because there's a few ways you can build it. My way that I built it yesterday in my deck is just like kind of like just, you know, get front kind of builds. So there's definitely more crit builds because crits are good, right? Crits are good. This guy's running like crit draw, right? Which is nice. And then if you run that build, there's like a different way to restand with like grade 1, but they have to change some of your builds up as well. And then how many grade 3s are you running? You look at this guy, he's running like still a lot of grade 3s, and he's got like a, you know, lag rail as well. So does that really cover how do you say it, like pull through in the next set? I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see, right? It'll be interesting to see the different build and whether that actually makes a difference or not, right? That's just the thing. Yeah. Next we have is an MLB, right, which is quite surprising. Why not PBO? Because he's still running PBO, and he's kind of like got the idea that I kind of thought like way back, where you have the MLB, but because MLB just doesn't have a finisher, you run some PBOs to actually finish, but then your whole game plan is kind of sitting on MLB for a very long time. I don't know, like it was a cool idea. I don't know how good it is. I think it was probably just too slow. But here it is. Right here it is. We have it in MLB. Yeah. And then next we have is a Thegrea as well. Right. Thegrea Youthberk? I don't... I don't see the, like why? You're not revel dressing, you know? You're not revel. Is this like some weird fetish? I don't know. Like, you know, it's like the kid and the mom. Like, I don't. Is this? I don't exactly get how this works, right? Like why not just run other stuff? You know? But yeah, if you guys know what this is trying to do, let me know. All right, let me know in the comments. Yeah. We have Magnolia. So Magnolia, what has Magnolia been doing? Not much, because it's you replace the inlet pulse with just other stuff. So here you just kind of see like a mishmash of effects, to be quite honest, right? You have a lot of cards that now just you know, when something happens, you counterblast one, it gets power, and then you counterblast one and get more power. Like this weird, I don't know what this is. It's like a weird, this weird furry animal, right? The armadillo that kind of does the same thing. This one's like more YOLO. I think it's like you put it to you CB1 and put it into soul. So that's your soul generation card, right? And then you give like an attacking unit like 10k, like wow, but you like -1, so that feels kind of bad. But I guess it kind of makes your MPixes work. Like the rhinos give your stuff back boosts, and then your like your elephants can on hit like soul charge, I think. But yeah, like it depends on the amount of units on the other sides of the field. Like, but it just feels like not great, honestly. I feel like if you're a Magnolia Elder player right now, you're waiting for like just better value cards. Before you had your Inlet Pulse was just like hyper value, but because you're now replacing that really good value card with basically a lot of cards that just aren't value, just high, like very low value in a way, the entire deck just totally suffers, right? It feels bad, and like there's like no easy way to generate soul. I think there is. There's actually a Zorga grade 2 that generates soul pretty well, like this one. Yeah, you can see here. This is okay. The cool thing here is I like the TD. I think this is the TD Lianorn TD grade 3. The cool thing about it, like, I think it's just like come into play, and then you can like CB1 and draw a card if there's like if there's X grade 1s. It can't be grade 1s, right? So actually, you know, yeah. So it's just come into play, counterblast 1. If you have like 3 or more back row units, and you get to just draw 1 and get 10k. So that's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. Like very easy way to pull off, because you're gonna have a full back row anyway just to attack with. It's just kind of a, like, it's not a great replacement, but it's at least a replacement, right? It is a card for the deck, so, and it's not exactly terrible, so that's kind of nice. Again, you don't use that much CB anyway, so that's where it is. The other CB uses like Gyotacera. I guess if you do play the Armadillo, you do play it like a CB for that too. But then again, you do have this grade 2 that like goes to soul and also counter charges. So that actually builds your resource a bit. It doesn't draw you, unlike Inlet Pulse. But yeah, what are you gonna do, right? You don't get everything. It is what it is. And then lastly, we have another one. We have Narukami here. Tried running grade 3 Magnolia again at locals. I got first of 13 people. Generally think that grade 3 is better than grade 4 post restriction. That's a big take, right? That's a big take. I think the biggest problem with grade 3 Magnolia is that you had to keep on drawing the grade 3 Magnolia, which made it super inconsistent. While, you know, with the grade 4, you don't have to draw multiple copies. You just get it, and then you're activated. And then if you really get more, you know, you could have popped out more Inlet Pulses, but if you don't, you at least had the effect just keep on just keep on going, right? Just keep on going. Actually, I do think, right, you can run Inlet Pulse with the grade 3 build, right? So that seems like not bad. That actually thing's not bad. Like it builds you soul, gets you a draw. Yeah, actually, that could be a way. That could be a way. But yeah, good job, Narukami. And then we had some Zorgas. I actually rate Zorga like, you know, I think for BR, I think Zorga is a fine pick. Red or blue Zorga, it's up to you, right? And I think it's really down to preference. Like, I think we've just seen both, right? This is still red Zorga, and then lastly here we have another one. This one is not as what? So this is like Shield Fisher Magnolia. So ride line is Shield Fisher, right? Then you can Persona ride into Shield Fisher if you want to. But then at some point you can also go into grade 4 Magnolia to multi-attack. That's interesting. That's interesting. And then we have the Flagburg. So I actually think Flagburg is the best deck now, even for Stoicheia, even especially in JP because you have the PR, right? Just you have good attacks. The deck is you still have the clunky issues, but because you have so many different ways to like pull off your attacks now, or different ways to multi-attack, it's not as clunky. So yeah, I think it's just amazing. We really need this. We really need this PR. But even in English, they run their like kind of auto build of Flagburg, which is like super popular. So it'll be very interesting to see how this deck really performs in BRO. I think I'll probably get like 1 or 2 tops somewhere, especially if it's a top 16. So you got like Gravidia, right? Went 3-1 at locals tonight with Autobeggar. Want to buy it magazine promo, please? Yeah, exactly. Once English gets that magazine promo, this deck goes from like, I still think it's like a tier 2 deck. I don't think it's like a tier 1 deck, right? But once it gets that promo, I think we're there. I think we're actually there. But yeah, you can run Illo Pulses. That's the big thing. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, this is just the auto Flagburg deck. Auto Flagburg deck. And then we have some Lianorns. Lianorn just seems very, very popular, even though like the version that we get right now is a TD, and then the booster. I've just heard that even with the boosters, right, that come out, Lianorn is like still hyper popular, even though it just feels like the deck doesn't do anything, right? The deck just doesn't do anything, in my opinion, which is really, really weird. Like it's a very easy deck to play. I get it, make a big center column, trigger some stuff, and life is good. But that's like basically the only thing you're doing. So I guess it's weird because it's like a pale moon girl, right? When you think about it. It's a pale moon musketeer girl kind of thing. So I guess, yeah, it's got the aesthetics, but in terms of like gameplay, it's just so simple. Like where's the hyper pressure, man? Where's the hyper pressure that you get from some of the other decks? Yeah, these are basically the Lianorn decks this week. We're gonna see way more next week. Once again, we enter Seraph territory, and here we I think the most interesting part of these Seraph decks is just a lot of people just not running the new grade 2, the Festival Collection grade 2. Well, they're running like less copies of it now that I've said it. All the lists this week will feature a lot of it. I really don't like the new grade 3, which is, it is what it is. Like, I think it's more of a preference, right? But the new grade 2, like, I've been told it's very easy to play around with. I've been talking to DF about it, and apparently, like, in Japan, it's very easy to just play around it. But like the way I see it, it's like the only way to play around it is to no guard it. So I personally think that's really, really good. Because yeah, if you don't got it, they take a damage, right? But then, other cards I guess are just pretty good in multiple matchups. When you think about it, like if you ideally if your opponent's like 5 damage, well not 6 damage, 5 damage, right? They like that card will generate a lot of guard, but then at the same time, you have to get there, and then that card doesn't really help you get there. If you guys understand what I'm saying. And then sometimes like you don't want to put your opponent on 5, even though you don't trigger any crits. But that one kind of forces you. So yeah, I think much more testing is needed. But like the core, you still have this core, and then it's up to you. Do you want to run like the turquoise? Because turquoise is just always good. And then we see the rouges back as well, which is okay. But I like against like a lot of players, they just like when you go Seraph, they just like lock their or prison their front row anyway. So anyway, we got Ryan Kai from Hobby Based Card Fight. First place was Nikki at the locals with Brandgate Seraph Pure Light. So here it is. This is What was he running? What was Mr. Nick Young? He actually played a mix of everything, actually. You know, we got the Rouges, the grade 2, and Dairy Violets. Dairy Violets been popping up quite a bit as well. So, yeah, Nikki, good stuff. And then second place was Per Moon with Dragon Empire Nirvana. So here we go, got another Nirvana deck. I think like right now, ooh, it's 4-3-3. I think we've seen that lineup before. We've seen that lineup before, yeah. And then in third place we got Ryan Kai. And whoa, what is he doing? What is this? This ain't PBO. I thought it was on the PBO train, all right? But actually going with Thegrea, and yeah, interesting. And he's actually not a Martinoa over trigger. That's I feel like that should be better, but unless he's just been decking out a lot. But yeah, very cool list. Very surprising list in a way, I guess, as well. So good stuff, good stuff. And then next we got Forhara, a small 20, 3-way tie, but very functional deck. This is Seraph. Yeah, Seraph, very cool. And this was just like maxing out the grade 2s from Festival Collection. And then lastly, we have Gabe with some nice sleeves. And if you guys don't remember, it's Gabe from the Joy Boys. They did an interview, like small interview, like way back when they won. What was it, California? Yeah. And yeah, Gabe just went 4-0 and got first place. Loving the new Festival Collection addition to Prison. And we can see, yeah, there is the new grade 2 and the 2 of the grade 3s, right? And the other comments, the only thing I didn't enjoy in the tournament was playing against my teammates, but a good first one after a month or so break. Can't wait to play more. Shout out to the homies and Team Joy Boys. Yeah, so unlucky, right, that happens. You do play against your teammates in tournaments, but in a way, right, the way to look at it is the best man wins. And, you know, at least one of your team makes it through, right? At least one of the team makes it through. And so that's just how it is. You'll get used to it, right? You get used to it. And no, unfortunately, I haven't started watching watching or reading One Piece. I just don't have the time. Like even DF keeps on telling me to watch Overdress anime, and I'm like, I'll watch it all at once. Maybe if I watch 12 episodes at once, it'll allow me to catch up quicker. But yeah, I like the list. Very high rarity. Very high rarity. So very good stuff. Very good stuff. Next we have is some Orfists. All right, Orfists. This is also getting a bit of a buff next set. And this one is actually not running the PR. So that's one of the annoying things about Orfist is they have this really good PR that everyone wants to run, but this one is not running it. So if you guys want to copy this Orfist list, and then if you're running like set 6, we can copy my Orfist list. All right, I have that, you know, in that video for set 6, and give it a try. All right, but here's one right now where you don't need it. It's running a lot of orders though. This is the one thing I probably don't like too much about it, even though Regis allows you to power orders out, right? These all stay in your hand and get cloggy. That's the one thing I don't like. So that's probably maybe just lower the orders, you know, lower the orders. And I probably would run like one more of this grade 3 one, just because that's kind of your game plan, right? You just want to plop as much of these out for your Regis, or because it's free when you pop it out with Regis. But it has a high cost to play normally, but yeah, pop it out with 3 of Regis, or you just like, you pay for it once and you pop another one out and you're like, whoa, yeah, infinite value, right? But yeah, there is a lot of orders. That's one thing. It's like, what, 8, 11, 13 orders? That's basically 13 cards in your hand that just don't do anything. So, All right, and then next we do have another one. We have Konotamashi. Hey, you guys, just placed second with my Orfist Regis at locals in Italy, in Sicily. Wow, yeah. I just wanted to share it because Orfist almost never show up on VTop decks because, unfortunately, it's not that popular. My boy needs more popularity. Here's my list and my results. So, yeah, this is just another Orfist. We're running 3 Kojimine, less orders, which I do like. So it's only running 9. So a few more cards. Not running the Brand Gate Overtrigger. I think that is a misplay, right? But maybe you just don't have it, so get it. The Brand Gate Overtrigger, I think, is just way more value, especially in Orfist, than the vanilla one, because rather than triggering and getting 200 million, you trigger the Brand Gate one, and just win the game. Like, just straight up win the game half the time. But yeah. Other than that, I think the list is quite fine. You know, Thumberinos, you know, the Penguin, right? Just to dig for orders. And then the Kojimine. I really like Kojimine. Again, you know, it just allows you to just throw it down and just like bash face. So yeah, very cool. Good job. We have a lot of Gravidias. I mean, the deck it just works, right? It just works. It's a good deck. It's still a solid deck. One of the best grade 3 decks. It's been a solid deck for like over half a year. it still will be more solid as time goes on. Nothing really changes about it. That's why it's just so good. So, yeah, like, ooh, look at this champion. We got the champion one again. The, with the crown. With the crown. But yeah, it's just such a good deck. We have a Look Arena here from TT Zone, right? Coming in first place with, well, this is Y, actually. This is Y's deck with Gravidia. And I think one thing that's been popping up one thing that's been trending is it looks like more of the Gravidia players are running less and less orders, which I'm not sure is like, I'm not sure if it's safe, right? It just like you look at this deck, it has 4 big orders and 5 little meteors. So I think the trend before was 6 little meteors. If this one's like 5, is this going to like the next level? Are we going to depths we haven't seen? Because that, like, the extra cards that aren't meteors mean there's like more slots for attackers or things to put down. And that has always been the weakness of Gravidia, is it doesn't have enough cards to put down, right? So now you have more cards to do that with, but that also means like less meteors, which I don't know, it just feels like it feels a bit wrong, but at the same time it is probably correct, because you know, having more cards to put down just means you have more beaters, right? But we're getting to that level where I think it's like, ooh, we're getting super greedy, right? Maybe like next week I only see like four small meteors, you know. And then next we have is Curtis B. Results for Cardadix D Standard Tournament on Thursday. First place was Spirit Spartan X with a pure Gravidia list, right? And this one has like, whoa, like 8 meteors, because you can. On your pure Gravidia, you have way more space. And then second place was John with Flagburg. Here we go. Like this Flagburg list right there. Is Orderberg? No, it doesn't have the sailor. And then third place was Dio Asteri with Nirvana. Nice. And then we had fourth place was Brian with, yeah, here we go. Another Nirvana list. So Nirvana pretty popular. More like, it just seems like, is Expected just like picking up? And more people are running more copies of Expected. I felt like when playing this deck, Expected was like at most 2 copies, just because in matchups where it can't get retired, it's just a great beater. But I just see like a lot of people seem to run a few more Expectors, and that's kind of interesting because it is a CB cost to like use it. So yeah, very interesting. All right, thanks for the results, Curtis. All right, and then we have one Ava list from Fortune at Necrocards. Second place Ava, just wanted to get a better feeling for the deck before the second research order, but ended up doing pretty well, so I'm pleased. Looking forward to the order though, fixes all the problems. Yes. Yeah, I don't even know why they released this deck with only 1 research order, right? At least give it 2, and then like, then at least you're not running like a scuff deck, you know? Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, here's like the Ava list. We see them once in a while. Very good stuff. And then kind of lastly, we have the Lyricals, right? We've got the Kyries, a bunch of Kyries. Probably the deck to beat in this coming format, coming BRO format. It is like this. It was well known to be like the second best deck. We have this is from a CS. So this is like first place was Milk Tea. It was the team. Second place was Flagburg. Whoa, Flagburg. Oh, I guess yeah, they have the P up. And then fourth place, I don't know, the big player. The third player was just a Nirvana list. So I actually, this is a list I nearly like, right? 2 Expected is perfect. It's a perfect number. But then this one Amelia, I don't know. That's the part where I'm not sure. Like maybe I'd cut like the 2 Virenas for like 2 more Amelias. But then he's also running 2 Trickstar, which is a bit scary, right? It's a bit scary there. Yeah, cool. And then next we have is just a Blackwing, right? Blackwing deck, very nice. And then we have Lornals, right? We got one Lornal here, and then a second Lornal as well. So, wow, 2 Lornals. Is it making a comeback in the age of the new like Order Perfect Guard, which is perfect against this kind of deck, right? Because it's an Order. Yeah, nice. And then lastly, we got a Shaman King list. So this one is just this one's a Revenger one, right? The Revenger Shaman King. Yeah, that is it for D this week. Let's move on to V. There's going to be a lot of BRO decks from V as well, so it will be interesting to see, right? So first off, we got Iblis here, or Iblis with a Royal Paladin deck, Thingsaver. 8 rounds of Swiss for BRO 2022, and I managed to get 24th with Thingsaver Dragon. Day was fun and a breath of fresh air, and after everything else life has been throwing at me lately. Similar to my 9th place at BSF list, but a few swaps. Analysis below. Enjoy VG Top List. Thank you for the list. And Thingsaver, unfortunately couldn't win it, but you know, with the prize card being Thingsaver Dragon, but yeah, you know, Thingsaver. I actually don't know which one is more popular. Usually you just think like Jewel Knights is like really good, right? That's just been popping off. But there are a lot of Thingsaver players. So it's kind of interesting. It'll be interesting to see which one is the more represented Royal Paladin deck in V, at least, right? But very good. Next we have is just a Japanese gold paladin list, just chilling out. You know, hey, what's up? Here's my holy shines, popping off. You know, I think this is actually this build as well. It just seems to be this grade 3 lineup at least is pretty much standardized now for Japanese versions of gold paladin, right? And then next we have is Ares. Unfortunately, lost in top 8 V-Prem NA after placing 2nd during 8 rounds of Swiss. A bit disappointed with the results since I had no guard value early game and opponent checking defensive triggers. I was fun and looking forward to standard. Here's a list I was using for NAV Pro. So here is a list. I think, yeah, Ares also topped, was it, in another region, right? But here is just the gold paladin list. Very standard. Oh, actually, this is the rainbow trigger list. So crit in fronts, and then, you know, 4 wonder Ezels. Basically, this part is like the rest of the deck is relatively standardized. I think relatively standard throughout, because they're all the good cards that you run, right? And then here's a gold paladin list that I used to get 9th in BRO and V Premium AO. Last match, opponent 6 damage heal, and I got bubbled out. However, I managed to top 8 for NA. Oh, okay. That's why it sounded so familiar. All right, so excited for tomorrow. And then yeah, it was just the same list. Pretty much. So good job. All right. With Kelvin from WCC, 24 rounds, total score 16-7. Right, well, I'm quite disappointed with my personal record. I had so many fun matches, and BRO 2022 made me realize maybe the real treasure really was the friends we made along the way. I love Vanguard. Yeah, Calvin. That's why, man. That's why everyone plays Vanguard. That's why we travel. But at least, but BRO is a bit different because we all stay at home. We'll stay at home and like play by ourselves for like a whole day. But yeah, that is why we all go to tournaments still. It's like the tournament's fun, but it's always about meeting new people. That's why Worlds is so important. That's why BCS is so important. Springfest and all that. So it's true. Anyway, next is another list. We have Drizak went 3-0 tonight with Luard. Last match was a nail biter due to me not seeing any grade 1s for a drag driver turn. For 2 turns straight, but still managed to pull the W. Gotta separate myself from the rest of the Luard players by showing off the bling. That's true. It is the bling. Very, wow. You know, force marker bling, right? Then this is the rest of the deck. Yeah. I guess we're kind of there. Like got a lot of bling going on here. Yeah. Okay. I dig. Not seeing any grade 1s though for Drag Dungeon. I thought you want to see more. I thought you want to see like zeros, right? Unless you mean like for Drag Drive, you're trying to call out grade 1s and there's none left. That means like there's a lot of triggers, right? It's good. But yeah, thanks to List Grizak. Next is Full Metal Paladin, 2nd place BRO 2022 EUV Premium with Revenges. Personal comment: I may have sacked a bit. Shout out to my teammates Houdini, G, and Sad Cinnamon Bun who got top 8. Thank you. Team Inu 7, Suro, for the most fun games in both Swiss and top 8. And then yeah, here's the list. It is the Revenges list, running only 3 heals, 3 heal Revenge list, which is pretty cool. And then, you know, because heals are good, but heals are also not good sometimes. But you know, just 9 crits. It's not really a surprise in a way because it is open list, so you just have to look it up and go, okay, you know, he's got running 9 crits instead of 4 heal 8 crit. Got to be slightly bit more careful, but what else are you gonna do, right? You know, if they crit, they crit, and it's kind of the deck. It's in a way this kind of deck. Lots of dry checks, very scary Vanguard column, but also the way I think we saw the way that players were playing this deck in Top Cut, and then we could see how they actually played. You know, sometimes you play more conservatively. You have to know when to go, right? You have to know when to go, and you don't want to just like kind of blow your whole load like in a bad turn, you know. So good stuff, good stuff. Dave Vecht, BRO 2022 top 8 AO, running Revenges. Thanks everyone for the games. Went into the tournament just to have some fun with a solid tier 2 deck and managed to hit top 8. Thankfully, I learned from my lesson not to not attend EU after topping AO. Would like to shout out myself for not playtesting this one in any way, and of course my friends for supporting me. Lastly, want to thank Kai for reminding me to constantly not to oversleep for AO this time. Yes, very important. You've learned. That's having the learning mentality is the most important part of a Vanguard. And then, you know, so now you've learned. Actually, I think it's fine if you want to just play EU afterwards. You just have to make sure you get sleep. Like, I kind of know how it goes, right? Let's say you win, you top AO, then like you play through EU, and then ideally you sleep for like X hours and then wake up for AO. But what probably happens is then you start talking to your friends for like 2 hours, then you do some other stuff, then you go, okay, I'm gonna sleep for like 2 hours and wake up for AO, and that never happens. That's a big risk, right? So like if you do play EU, you just have to finish, immediately go to sleep within the hour. Like that's literally it, and at least get like, you know, 4 to 6 hours sleep, because then, you know, RDM cycles, things like that, it's easy to wake up during certain periods of time. You know, big loud alarm, yeah, that's better. But you know, unless you're just the type that just sleeps through alarms and doesn't get, you know, if you don't get enough sleep, then yeah, that's the other way. But yeah, good stuff. You know, top 8, right? Top 8 is nice, and next time do better, right? Do better. So good stuff, Dave. Next we have is Danny with BRO NA Astro Poets. Final score was a 5-3, unfortunately, but you know, it happens. And NA is long. NA is long, usually. But actually, NA was the same this time for V. It's like only 8 rounds, but you know, it's still a long slog. It's still a long slog, and sometimes stuff happens. But yeah, high rarity Astro Poets, right? One of the strongest decks in the format, so very cool. And then next we have is New and Day tournament report for BRO NA. Came 9th place with no seal. Wow. At first I didn't think I would go this far, but miracle happened. Although I didn't make it to top cut, I'm very proud of the result. PS no seal is the best. 9th place. Dang, that's rough. That's rough. You know, one spot off from a top 8 no seal deck. All right. I've kind of seen how this deck works as well. I played against that at Springfest. It is pretty scary if like for a lot of players, I think they would kind of underestimate this deck, or like, you know, not exactly know what it does, and that's when suddenly, bam, big columns, big face, restanding Vanguard. You're like, whoa, what's going on? And then like you lose, right? So it is a very scary deck, especially, you know, a lot of players I think would not 100% know what it does because it's been a while. But yeah, very good result. Good job, Nuan. Next we have is any top 8 BRO EU sussy Overlord moment was very fun. Thank you to all the staff. Shout out to the boys over at Wiki and the 2 teammates that participated. Full Metal Paladin, I think, and Houdini. Yeah, this is the Kagero list that came in top 8 in EU. So very cool. Good to see Overlord back, right? I think a lot of people. This is like a. This is a 12 crit Overlord with 4 draws, so no heals. Like I think a lot of people just go like 16 crit because they're like, yeah, crits. But you know, honestly, like heals are pretty good. And then here the player valued the draw nulls over like at least 16 crit. 12 crit is a lot already. Like 12 crit is a lot. So yeah. But otherwise, you know, just Overlord doing Overlord things. So very cool. Good job. Next is Japanese, just a Vanquisher list. We have Vanquisher list, but this one is able to run an Armor Break Dragon because they got the new cards. So yeah, that is the only difference in a way. But then we got Gasha Dokuro. Lost in top 8 to a good matchup because I had to G-assist for grade 1 and saw only 1 trigger both offensively and defensively all game. Still glad to rep a deck I love so much, even though it was the only, because I dodged my huge list of bad matchups. Time to buy Thavis. But yeah, this is the Dueling Dragons player. I think I showed it on Monday, but you know, might as well show it again because it's very. I think for a lot of players, it's very interesting since we saw basically a lot of gold paladins and Anges and this was not one of them. And this was like the old, it's kind of like the old kind of deck. And probably, I don't know, I think a lot of people playing against the Zambaku would just be like, what does Zambaku do again? And then what does Gurgit do when they can't reride? They kind of just die. So yeah, very, very, very cool here. It's like a 6/6, right? 6 crit, 6 draw. But otherwise, yeah, just a lot of arresters as well. So good stuff, good stuff. Like, some people should try this stat again, right? It's sitting somewhere, right? It's sitting somewhere in their collection. But you can dig it out because dreams can it's good to dream, right? It's good to dream, and sometimes dreams become reality, right? Good stuff. Next up is Josh, got in 3rd place for AGC V Premium Tournament. Fugen is actually decent, but Gurgit needs to go for V Premium to be a more enjoyable format. But yeah, this is the new Fugen stuff for Nubatama from V Collection. So yeah, this is how you build it. Unfortunately, no Kokshigarasu because we can't run that in JP format. Yeah. Next we got some Stargates. So we got Ootman. He kept the same Chaos Missile list for BRO EU. Did it top, but had some really good games and was overall super satisfied by playing the weekend as a whole. Oh, we both played Chaos Missile for EU, right? So he played Steam Maidens, No Seal, Revenges, Yasue, and Anj Highlander. Wow! Didn't even play a single Gurgit? Wait, what? And we got the list here. So this was for Team Generation, so Gotham City Games V Premium Tournament. The first place was Alec with Chaos Messiah, so you know, Ootman is actually Alec, right? And then next we have is Alex though. Well, actually, let me just look at this list, right? I think our list is kind of the same, except you didn't run any Vatamins, right? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Second place is Alex with Chaos Pure, so this is Pure Chaos. Very, very nice. And then third was Jake. I think I played against Jake. Jake in like round 7? Yeah, shout outs to Jake. I said I'd give him a shout out. But yeah, Jake with Gurgit. And then the 4th place was Dawson with Hero Flare. Oh, this was the I think we saw this on stream, right? This was on stream for the first round of AO. And you got like, yeah, you got like huge defensive powers. Like basically every single one of your draws is like a 45k shield, and you just sit there and like lame it up for like ages. Anti-Gurgit Gang checked in this week, but we let one sneak in top 4. Still fun, GG all. Yeah, Anti-Gurgit Gang. That is true. Look at this. Chaos, and Hero Flip. Wow. Yeah, good stuff. And then I snuck my list as well. So yeah, some people asked for the list, but this was my Chaos website. I didn't know that my picture was so bad though. But yeah, I played against 4 Gurgits today. I played against Gurgit, Vanquisher, Anj, Gurgit, D-Police, Gurgit, and Vanquisher, and I went 6-2. But yeah, just a Chaos Messiah list because I also dislike Gurgits. I think it's actually not bad. I sat on Chaos a lot, and because I like Chaos. Yeah. Good list to try if you hate Excels, right? If you want to make Excels very sad. Against Anjas, I think it's not that great though. It's like mid, but it's very hard to finish off your opponent. But I guess like you just have to figure out a good time to go into Messiah and then just beat them. Yep. Next was we got some Dark Zone clans. We got Diversity Core Gaming Locals V Premium. Swiss first was Melvin with Charlotte, and this is Charlotte with the Gastille. So it's kind of interesting to see people bring back the Gastille, especially in V. It just feels like a card that would be like very out of date already. You might as well just run Hope on Dump if you're going to 20 Soul, right? So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see it being brought back. But no Mega Rock. I think that was like really popular with the Charlotte decks. But yeah, interesting, very, very cool. Next we got New York Card Fight. Today's V format winner at Fordham Comics was Geronimo with Pale Moon, running a Nightmare Doll deck. And then his comment is, I'm fishing for Shark next. But yeah, here we go. We just have the Nightmare Doll list, and then second place was Chris, and then third was Razriel with Angel Feather, and then fourth was Nathan with Gear Chronicle. So very, very cool. Then next we have is Ranger for sure. Another day of Dai Vangasai format that I doubly doubtly joined. Got destroyed by Luard, but surprising, I had a lot of fun using the deck. The girls did their best. Really looking forward to play it in Premium. Yes, Nightmare Dolls in Premium. Yeah, this is just another V-Prem version of Nightmare Dolls, right? Which is nearly the Premium one, but the Premium one just has way more insane strides. And then next we have is okay. We have some Gear Chronicle lists and we got some Tigers, and I have to say the PR for Chrono Tiger is insane. It is actually like really good. You know, Rebellion already minuses like opponent's shield values, and then you have this new PR that also minuses more shield value. So basically your opponent has to like PG or like die, like straight up die, right? So we have like one Tiger here, but then we have another one, right? And this one's running some, you know, Urus, but you just see like this is the card, right? You know, minus 5k, your opponent gets minus 5k Guardian for the turn. How do you guard? Like you combo this with like Rebellion, another minus 5k, right? It's like boom, half your deck basically is like 0 shield value, right? And then another one. We have another one. So 3 Gear Chronicles out, and I think it's just and they're all Tigers, and it's just basically because of this grade 2. This grade 2 is so good, right? So good. Basically, it needs to come out the next Clan collection, you know, or it needs to come out soon, at least for English. For the PRs, because it's just that impactful. And then lastly here we had a V Spike Brothers list that just kind of did okay in Japan, running some of the new stuff. So very cool, very nice. Usually we see more Spike Brothers in Premium, not much in V, at least in Japan as well. But it's a good change. It's a good change. Next we have is Say So with a V Premium tournament and Nego cards. First place was Thavis, and a no Adelaide list, unfortunately, right? Because it got delayed in certain regions. But this list is basically like Stephen Lee's list that came first at BROAO, and then I think like third place at EU. It's just a good list, right? Running I think he's running like usually they run one less of Lambros, but this Coil Dragon is actually really strong. It just allows you to push early. And that means against things like the Gurga matchup, you just win. You just straight up destroy them, right? No questions asked. They're just dead, right? They're just dead. So Thavis, really strong deck in V right now if you can afford the Pursuit Assaults. And then, you know, if you have the Adelaides as well, it's also okay. And there's just a few builds, right? But then next we have is the Crow with the more PR'd version, right? I forgot to post this early, but won last week locals with Aqua Lads. GG's everyone, and this one is with the Adelaides. So, you know, the Adelaides very good, very good card. You can get them, just put them in the deck, you're good to go. And Aqua Force is just very strong right now, with you know, just all the support. They finally got him, right? They finally got him, yeah. Then next we have is Sub, right? Managed to place 4th place in NA region BROV Premium with my girl Night Rose. Here's the deck list. I'll post details about it in my tweet longer. Another post. Shout out to all the fellow homies in MCC. And yeah, this was Subs list. We've seen this on Monday, right, as well. But this is the one with some of the interesting techs, right? And then unfortunately, like kind of like totally bricked in that last game. That was also because his opponent damage denied him from the column barge, which is quite important. So you know, players can now see one of the ways to beat Granblue in V. Yeah, but overall, performed quite well. You know, one of the only Granblues to make top cut, and very consistent as well. Very consistently one of the Granblues to make top cut, because I think Sub also topped AO last time with Granblue. So yeah, very cool, very cool. Then we had Team Generations, Gotham City Games again. This was Alex with a Mir deck, right? Alex with a Mir deck. Wow, Mir, really? But yeah, then second place was Skilla with Spectral Duke, right? Not a Gurgit, Spectral Duke. And then third was Alec with the Chaos Messiah right there. Here it is. And then fourth was AJ with Anger Blader. Right, Anger Blader. Wow, okay. Heard a certain Orange talk about me on BRO stream last week and decided to take it for a spin. Wow, okay. There it is. But yeah, Anger Blader. Ooh. Wow, okay. Interesting. Next we have Yushisama, KJ Hobby's weekly ranked premium tournament, third place with Melody. Actual Melody. I don't think that many people brought Melody to the tournament, right? Even though like I know people still play Melody just because, you know, it's actually got a decent Gurgit matchup, but people are just afraid of the inconsistency. But yeah, the comment is like, back to doing good after 2 straight bad weeks. Was a bummer that I bricked hard on round 3. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It happens. But I guess like against Thavis is kind of annoying because Thavis can just like retire stuff, eh? That's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, alright, cool. Hikaru Skies went 10th on AO and 12th at AO. I passed out round 3 on NA. I think 12th at EU, right? I passed out round 3 at NA, so I didn't finish NA. I did my best, but seems like Check Yellow is not with me, thanks to King Lawad and BB Exceed for being with me the entire event and being great test partners. Yeah, we saw Hikaru a few times on stream. The pure Highlander player. Yeah. So we have a more nicer looking from the BRO, right? Look at this great graphics. Here it is. But yeah, got featured 2 times. He's one of the few Highlander players that was doing really well. Unfortunately, yeah, I think you were like X0, right? Were you X0 and then unfortunately lost like 2 times near the end of the area run? So yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. But yeah, pure Highlander, guys. It's pretty good. Next goes Y-Bus. 2nd place at BRO NAV Premium. Use Andrelenka for BRO. Thanks to 984 Simone for the idea of the deck. Getting 11th in EU, topped NA and got 2nd place. And realized in finals, Katir is broken. And P at least leave it to me improved. Yeah, if you saw the finals, if you guys are watching the NA finals, it was a masterclass on why Katir is broken. It's just like you have Y bars here on one side, like sitting there patiently while his opponent resolves like 4 Katirs in a turn and basically +4ing every turn, and then, you know, Y bars finally getting into and going, hey, you know, attack, reached out of Tyria or Lenka, and then his opponent guards of like, you know, he's got like a massive amount of cards, like, yeah, he's a few of my cards, and then the next turn the hand gets even bigger and bigger, and like it's happening again. But yeah, it was a good job. I was nearly got a double, but this time only a single top, right? But it's still a good top. But yeah, good stuff with the Orange build, right? The Orange build. Next up is Mervin, AO region 17th and NA region 5th. Very cool. Got a top 8. Lost at top 8, but I'm happy that I spent the first few moments of my birthday in top cuts. Grateful to have another top, but I hope I can do better than top 8 one day. Yeah, you'll get there, man. You'll get there. But at least if you're lost early in top cut, you get to go and actually do, because your top cut would be like at 1 a.m. right? It'd be very early. But does Singapore have shops that open at 1 a.m.? Because I would have said to go out and get dinner, or like a very early birthday breakfast. But I'm not. I think I don't know if Singapore does. I think they do, right? Asian country. On Australia, everything closes at 5. But yeah, good stuff. Hope you had a great birthday, man. But yeah, kind of, this is not a Katir list, right? Just Ange Rolenka list as well. So yeah, good job. And then next we have is Del Zero BRO NA 2022. So drop out round 5, unfortunately, but still enjoy using Orange Highland. It was the correct pick. Because the winner was playing Orange Highland. Maybe was this the same list? Or was it close? Oh, you're running 2. I think running two Bettys. Some of these are 2 of. Some of these are 2. Yeah, so it's not the same. But yeah, no, I think yeah. It was kind of similar in a way, but I think yeah, just some change, and I think it would have been perfect. But yeah, good stuff. And then Derek Dow, 22 rounds of BRO V-Prim was an absolute blast. Shout out to I think this is Man Low, the winner, right? Man Long, sorry, for helping me with the list. A few changes I make, but overall a crazy fun deck. So very good. So yeah, this is just one of the Katia Highlander builds, Orange Highlander builds that was floating around. And then Yuki Kairi, Neko Cards Casual Tournament, 2nd place with one of my favorite decks, Orange. So again, Orange is coming back up because, you know, Prism is gone, right? And then finally Orange can become the best girl once again. So good job. Wait. Oh, Alpha Node fan. Crazy. Crazy. Nice. All right. Then we have Edo here with Daivangasai Day 1 report. This is his premium tournament. He did pretty well. I think second place moving to MFD in the finals. And I'm just running straight up Regalia. Right, straight up Regalia. So just good. Just very. It's just a deck that works. It's been performing very well. So of course, why not take it, right? We also have Sushi Slayer Hobby-based Premium Tournament. 4th place Shiryuki. Right, so this is Shiryuki list. We saw Shiryuki's in the EU Top Cut. We saw some games on how it works, and then I think we saw it in AO Swiss as well. So yeah, very cool deck, very interesting list. Would like to just I personally want to play around with it and play around with it more because it just seems really fun to play. A nice combo deck, right? And then we have a premium tournament here from Azar, right? First place was Rem with Nova Grapplers, right? Wow, Nova Grapplers. And this was, what kind of build is Nova Grapplers? It was just Victor, right? Victor Nova Grapplers, very cool. Then second place was Zar with Pale Moon. This one, no overtrigger hashtag. This one is just the actually a Harry build, so it wasn't a Nightmare Doll list. But Harry recently got here. Right? Oh no, this is JP, so you can run the Harry. That didn't get hit at all. But yeah, so this is the Harry build of Pale Moon. And then third was Jerry with Royal Paladin. So this was Jewel Knights, Jewel Knight, Crystal Luster, bomb, lots of triggers, very scary, get lots of crits. So very cool, right, very nice. Next we have is you with a late Daivangasai report. First place Daivangasai Premium Tournament. Deck uses Gear Chronicle, and then looks like won the whole thing, right? Won the whole thing, MFD. So we look at this one, MFD, here we go, bam, get a bunch of extra turns. Your opponent can't really play when they don't get a turn. It's always a turn, and then just destroy them, right? So very cool. And then lastly, we have is Aleph Fuden Hidayat, late report Vangasai Indonesia, JP Boundless Premium with Spikes, Hellhard post DVS 06. Went through 3, not so bad because I haven't learned Galley combo recently, not at top, but still tag. Yeah, just tag it. If you went to a big tournament, you want to share your results, you want to talk about the thing, just tag it and we'll read it out. Yeah, this Spike Brothers, we've seen Spike Brothers do well, again in Premium and AO. Spike did top with the Galley combo. You just have to learn the combo. The combo is not exactly easy. I think this list is pretty much the AO list because I see that grade 2, the overdress grade 2, or the dual clan one. You just have to learn the combo. Once you learn the combo, you're good to go. And you can be very aggressive with this. But that is it. That is it this week, right? Kind of a short one. Or a shorter one. There will be way more next week. Hang out with us next week. There will be new decks. Standard. People will be very interested in standard. And then, make sure to sign up for the standard one as well. If you want to submit list, remember hashtag VGTopDecks. Put it on Twitter. I'll be able to read it. If you don't have Twitter, you can post it on our Discord channel, and I'll put it in somewhere, depending on how I want to sort out the stuff. But yeah, let us just put the decks there. We're very thankful for all the sharing because it's very cool to not only look at the decks but also read the experiences of players and just how they had fun at the events. So thank you everyone. Thank you for the support, and I'll see you all next time. All right, bye.